So in this segment, we're going to be discussing Ed Miliband absolutely eviscerating Michael Gove when it comes to tax cuts for private schools, amongst other things, and cites an old Gove article. And this is beautiful stuff here, and Red Ed redemption all the way.
And they could have ended the tax breaks for private schools to help fund our state schools. But they wouldn't do that either. Now, in preparing for this debate, Mr. Deputy Speaker, I came across a brilliant article for that proposal set out in 2017 in the Times, entitled "Put VAT on Private School Fees." It was written by a participant in today's debate, and I think it's worth quoting, Mr. Deputy Speaker. The author said this: "To my continuing surprise," I quote, "to my continuing surprise, we still consider the education of the children of plutocrats and oligarchs to be a charitable activity." I'm not sure we'd on the front bench would go that far, Mr. Deputy Speaker, but there you go. And he went.
And what this is about is, kind of the Theresa May era of the Conservative Party talking about the burning injustices, and this would be one of them. Having tax breaks and charitable status for private schools that are used to kind of educate the rich and powerful across the world, and grooming them for roles of leadership and power. Should they really be called charities and have tax breaks, etc.? And Ed Miliband absolutely lighting up Michael Gove here on past comments that he's made, because Michael Gove, he loves the extravagance. He loves going a bit too far in what he says. Talking about these private schools educating plutocrats, etc. The kids of plutocrats. I mean, this is just beautiful.
Went on to say the Prime Minister quite rightly wants to end burning injustices. We could scarcely find a better way of doing that than ending tax advantages for the global super rich and instead extending them to the vulnerable and voiceless. What better way to make a budget for social justice? Now, the House may be wondering who wrote that article. None other than the Levelling Up Secretary. And, Mr. Speaker, because I'm a generous person, I want to give way to him to tell us whether he still believes what he wrote 6 years ago. Does he agree with himself? Very good. I mean, why so uncharacteristically bashful, Mr. Deputy?
Oh my God, this is just phenomenal from Ed Miliband here. He's brought up his old quotes. He's saying, look, do you agree with yourself? Someone in the audience mentioned it. He ran with it, and he goes, look, I'll give way. So basically, what that means is he'll let Michael Gove speak. He's letting the man speak. Say, look, do you still agree with yourself? Honestly, it's just he's done the same thing to Boris Johnson over the Northern Ireland Protocol as well, where he said if there's a part of this bill that says does what you say, where is it? Can you tell us what page it's on? Phenomenal.
Why this sudden bout? Come on, why this sudden bout of monastic silence? It's so uncharacteristic. Now, I'd love for him to.
I was not a fan of Ed Miliband as the Labour leader back in 2015, but boy, has he really found his rhythm here, as an opposition MP, and I can't wait, if Labour win, him as an energy minister, or him as someone given a senior role as a minister would be. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it because he's lit him up there. When it comes to policies, out of all of the front bench, he seems to have the best ones. He's better, I think, a lot than most of the front bench, and I would love to see. I don't see why you don't see more in debates. He's a bit goofy. I'll give you that, the sandwich incident and the way he speaks sometimes, but he's absolutely shredded Michael Gove. He's shredded Boris Johnson, and he does it better than I think most Labour MPs do. So I'm kind of surprised they don't give him a more prominent role in these sorts of debates. I wish I could see more of it. I really do, because I love covering this sort of stuff. And he's just torn him apart. He's turned. I give way to him. All Michael Gove can do is laugh embarrassingly, because he's been caught out on an article that he wrote. Because a lot of politicians don't understand the internet exists. We can pull up any article, and say, "Is this you?" And it's time people on the internet really understood that, especially politicians. Because we'll all be victim to "Is this you?" tweet, or "Is this you?" what you said in the past. We'll all be a victim to it one day. Probably even me as well. And I hate for the day for that to happen. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe, support the channel on Patreon if you can, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.